Quick recap. What has everyone been up to since we last did our reading, and I don't know even how long?
Well, there was university stuff. I finished my bachelor's degree, then I came home, then I had no idea what to do after that. Now I'm basically just trying to find a job and not having any success so far. Also, I saw Ant-Man the other day.
It was?
How was it?
I thought it was really good, actually. I mean, I was
Yes.
kind of skeptical to it ahead of time, but it was actually a lot of fun.
Ant-Man! I got a summer job to help pay for my textbooks, plural. I do not have a singular textbook. Any major that requires a singular textbook, I envy them. Except not, because it's probably a massive textbook.
Me, I actually had some difficulties with college. Without getting into too much detail, basically what happened was something like...
You got depressed?
Yeah, that, and, well, long story short, I had a bit of a meltdown and had to leave, take some mental health, and then ultimately learned that, long story short, I had kind of special snowflake syndrome. And also maybe OCD. And now have to work on that.
What?
Here at the house,
Babysitting for who?
Jacob's sister.
Right now?
Yes. In a minute, if I ask him and it's okay. Pretty, please.
Okay.
Also, on a complete side note, I now have a Twitter account. It's also Torgo Forever. It actually doesn't even have anything on Trollfix, and I'm gonna be honest, I am actually waiting to write the next chapter. It will show up when Terrence Malick's Knight of Cups comes out, because I wanted to have something to do with Knight of Cups because it's Malick related, for those of you who have been reading.
I would appreciate being paid for my time, yes. Guys, you're going to have to go on without me.
Well,
Possibly.
bummer.
Well, possibly. We need to find out whether or not I can do this, but I may have just gotten a spur-of-the-moment babysitting job. In which case, you guys could go ahead and read without me, because it's not like I actually do any voicing for this.
That is true.
This is more of just the commentary of, oh my gosh, how is this even a thing? Which, speaking of which, oh my gosh, how is this even a thing?
True.
Tell you what, let's get started and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So, Awesome of the Rebellion, chapter 17 this time. Omake. A New Year's Peace Resolutions! Awesome saves the world! I'm actually not sure if I should pronounce that first word in the Japanese way or the American way.
Omake!
Actually, maybe I should say Omake, because that sounds funnier.
Yes,
Omake! A New Year's Peace Resolutions! Awesome saves the world! And shortest author's note ever. Woo! It was New Year's, and the Black Knights and Paul Hogan and Billy Bishop and Awesome was flying to the Japan place for getting new soldiers.
Wait, hold on. That's not a woo. That's woo with an H at the end of it. So wouldn't it be like woo?
I don't know. I kind of liked the way I said it.
Okay, fine. Woo!
It was New Year's, and the Black Knights and Paul Hogan and Billy Bishop and Awesome was flying to the Japan place for getting new soldiers for fighting the Britannian army. They were traveling... I think I said army there. For fighting the Britannian army. They were traveling in an airship, and Awesome was celebrating the New Year in a swimming pool full of champagne and naked chicks. The pool had to have alcohol in it, because otherwise the chicks would get pregnant from Awesome sexing. Because even though you can't get pregnant in a swimming pool, Awesome's sperm were too strong to die from the pool water. So they got drunk on the alcohol instead. It was all really awesome.
Okay, couple of things. Yes, you can get pregnant in a swimming pool. Well, if you have sex in a swimming pool, not from pool water. But all the same, that is a...
Sarah, thanks if she can.
Alright. But yes, that is a myth. And second of all... You know, I'm not even going to explain what's wrong with the second part there.
Yeah. So wait, could you stick around or not?
I'm not sure yet.
Huh.
So let's keep going.
I've
Yes,
completely forgotten what Paul Hogan sounded like.
Well, he's the one that doesn't have the Australian accent.
I feel like maybe I should just go back and listen to the previous chapter, but that would take too long, so... Emperor
Yeah.
Awesome!
He's a manly guy.
Yeah. Emperor Awesome! Paul Hogan said, running over to the pool. I have terrible news! What is it? Asked Awesome as a girl threw her body at him. The Britannians have figured out that they can use nuclear weapons to kill the sperm of every man in the world, and then they won't be able to have children, which means that soon all the population of the Earth will be adults. Their plan of
of the
creating
world,
an
of the
army of
world.
superpowered teenagers will be foiled.
It's which means that the world will be adults. Not the Earth.
Oh. Which means that soon all the population of the world will be adults, and our plan of creating an army of superpowered teenagers will be foiled. But wait, weren't they going to recruit teenagers that already were there? So, I mean,
Well,
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, making every man in the world impotent seems like it would have terrible ramifications, but it wouldn't harm their immediate plan.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to enact this plan and then stall them until all the teenagers have grown up into adults. Clearly.
Such
Obviously.
diabolical, evil dudes. They've set their giant weapon to go off in 7 seconds. Or, no, wait, that was more like Ron Paul, I suppose.
Yeah, that was Ron Paul. Okay. I'll be able to stick around.
Oh, alright then. Also, Torgo, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey.
Right, I just hadn't heard you at all for ages, so... So, Billy Bishop. I've completely forgotten how
He's
he sounded.
Australian. He's Australian or something.
Actually, I probably should check the previous chapter just to remember what these guys all sounded like. I'm going to probably have to cut out some silence from this commentary, because silence. There will probably be a lot of it.
Shit.
Oh, it's okay. I can fill it in with something. Maybe, possibly, kind of. Danube. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
And then the Proby thing from 2001 A Space Odyssey came and landed in the spacey thing, and the Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing, except he got all the people on the moon to film it, because he's Stanley Kubrick, and of course he would film it that way.
Okay, I have remembered now. Billy Bishop was the dude who went foo all the time. They've set up their giant weapon to go off in 7... They've set their giant weapon to go off in 7 seconds. Said Billy Bishop in 7 seconds. Said Billy Bishop in 7 seconds.
Wait, that means you have to say that line in exactly 7 seconds.
Okay, someone give me a countdown. They've set their giant weapon to go off in 7 seconds.
I don't have anything for counting seconds.
Well, that was close enough to 7 seconds, I'll say.
Okay.
Said Billy Bishop in 7 seconds. Fortunately, the airship was not hit because it was in the air and radiation falls, which is why it's called fallout. But then every man in the world that wasn't on a plane was rendered important! Oh hey, inversion of the usual typo.
Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Colin squealed, because while she was upset about this, she was also really turned on by Awesome. What are we going to do? I have a plan! Awesome yowled. Since it is the new year, that means that time will be changing all over the world at once. If we fly through the international date... If we fly through the international
Implying time
dateline at
isn't changing
midnight,
over the
the
world all
fabric
the
of time...
time.
Huh?
Implying time isn't changing throughout the world all the time.
Shut up, you don't know things like Awesome does.
Indeed. I mean, he is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If we fly through the international dateline at midnight, the fabric of time there will be really weak, meaning I can make a time rip with my explosion Geass, and then we can go back in time. That is a flawless plan, screamed Suzaku. Alright then, and the dateline is already on our way to the Japan place. We should get there right on time.
Wait a minute, did they actually get geography right for once?
So it would seem. Although, weren't they already in Japan last chapter?
Let me check. I thought they were in America. In America? Oh, they were... Weren't they... Yeah, they were in Hawaii. Because they were fighting in the volcanoes at Hawaii.
Yeah, but didn't they go to Japan at the end of the chapter and were having a strategy meeting at a Pizza Hut or something?
Yes! Yes, they were!
Anyway, then, now
So
that
they
we've
just-
established that inconsistency, moving on. Meanwhile, at the IDL... Meanwhile... They went to the international the timeline, but they were already there at the same time.
Senpai, international dateline, you just said international timeline.
Yes, I noticed.
What is the international timeline?
Um,
Is that like world history? The international timeline?
sure, let's go with that.
Okay, okay. I'd like to know what the international timeline is in this universe.
Now! Awesome was at the controls because the hero always pilots the ship at the most crucial moment in movies. They flew over the line, and Awesome sued his explosion gears. A tear appeared in the air, like sort of how it does in the new Pokemon games.
That is tear. That is tear.
Wasn't that what I said?
No, you said tear.
Well, that was just a case of me mispronouncing it in that case. A tear appeared in the air. A tear appeared in the air, sort of like how it does in the new Pokemon games. Speaking of Pokemon, I just beat a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke.
Woo! Nice.
Alright, now we can fly back in time and stop the Britannians from setting off their nuclears. There is just one problem, Billy Bishop interrupted. The time rip will spit us out if we are in here. The time rip will spit us out if we are in here too long, and we cannot go back in time around the world fast enough. Our ship does not have the power. I don't get the logic of any of this. But then again, it is awesome. I'm sure his logic is as flawless as that of his dad.
Yes.
Leave it to me! Exclaimed Suzaku, who opened the emergency hatch and jumped out. I didn't like how I said that. Exclaimed Suzaku, who opened the emergency hatch and jumped out. Spin Zaku Black Hole! Suzaku's spin Zakus were so powerful that their gravity turned the Earth backwards, so the Black Knights were going faster around the planet, and now they were going back in time like Superman in that one scene from Pearl Harbor.
Ah, yes, I remember when Richard Donner directed Pearl Harbor. Much like how I remember when Michael Bay directed The Goonies.
Yes, and how I remember Luke Skywalker being in Pearl Harbor.
Okay. So, hold on. So they just reversed the Earth's rotation.
Yep.
Yep.
I think that would cause a few problems, but
Hey, if
whatever.
Superman could do it, why not?
But this isn't the Superman universe.
Are
It's
you implying
acknowledged
that this
no,
universe makes more sense than the Superman universe?
it's acknowledged here that Superman is fictional because it talks about a movie, or maybe it's talking about a movie from. Well, no, because Superman wasn't in the Pearl Harbor movie in our universe. So clearly, Superman, who is in the Pearl Harbor movie, is fictional from the standpoint of Awesome's reality. Meaning that, obviously, going back in time, like that one scene, is possibly fictional, or maybe it's scientific fact, which is why it was in that movie, and that movie was completely accurate and well researched.
Of course, that is the most obvious solution to this. But the ship was going too fast for Suzaku to get it back inside. But the ship was going too fast for Suzaku to get back inside quickly. And the time wind started to make him go all old and stuff. When he finally got back to the ship, his hair had turned white, and he had a Japan old man beard and sounded like Splinter. So like, what does Splinter actually sound like then?
Well, in one of the movies, he was voiced by Mako.
I don't mind. Old Suzaku. How do I make that sound like it's actually one word? Old Dead Suzaku. I have unlocked my badass ancient martial art. I have unlocked my badass ancient master martial arts powers by turning old. So now I know Suzafu. He demonstrated by punching a guy so hard that he exploded. The guy he punched exploded, not Suzaku, silly. Awesome! Said Awesome. Aw, why didn't he awesome it?
Because he only awesomes in Torgo's fanfictions.
Right, I suppose the best sentence ever has never actually appeared in
But
the
the
canon.
question is, when will we see Souza Fu Manchu, though?
I mean, I think that's what his Japan old man beard is supposed to be.
Yeah, I did not hear what Torgo actually said there.
I said in that case, our next point is gonna be Souza Fu Manchu.
I do not think I get the reference.
Fu Manchu!
He doesn't know what that is. Link it for him.
Yeah, I think I just rendered Torgo speechless by that.
But I think that that's what the Japan old man beard is supposed to be here. They just didn't take the joke for some reason.
When they finally arrived in the past, all of Awesome's remaining soldiers who were former troops of Britannia's colonies jumped out and shot a bunch of dudes. People of the world! Awesome yelled in a megaphone, wearing his awesome suit and looking so awesome that every television station in the world was broadcasting his message.
That seems familiar.
I have come to stop the destruction of the world at the hands of Britannia. Surrender your nuclear weapons, for we are the good guys.
Yes, because that's how it works.
A guy in the crowd that only got shot in the leg tried to say something, but Awesome figured he was probably a Britannian commie trying to spread false propaganda, so he used his explosion gears to blow the guy up. And his eyes and guts flew all across. And his eyes and guts flew across the square and hit a street sign and splattered really awesomely. Everyone else in the crowd cheered. As always.
He's a good guy. He's a kind and noble person.
Indeed. Yes! All hail Emperor Awesome of the Japan Place! We will give you our nuclear weapons!
Wait, where exactly are they?
In the past.
Yes! They are in the past. That is their location spatially.
I prefer the pots, but okay.
Yeah, the past is better. The past is... They don't really have good garbage management there.
And then Awesome brought peace to the world and everyone was happy. But then...
I knew you would do this, Awesome. After all, you are my arch rival, and I must always be one step ahead of you.
It was Zaber! It
Of
was
course.
Zaber! Zaber, what are you doing here? How did you know that the Black Knights were going to stop Britannia's evil plan? Well, he just explained that, didn't he? He is his arch rival, and therefore he must always be one step ahead.
Ha! Ha ha!
Laughed Zaber.
I knew you would come back in... I knew you would try to come back in time, so I used my laser Geass to cut a hole in the dateline, and came back to when the Black Knight stole the world's nuclears, so I could stop you.
Hey, how did you travel back in time after making the hole in the dateline? We've already established that just drops you into the Doctor Who time vortex, but you don't actually have any way of navigating it without a ship, and the ship can't go fast enough without Suzaku to make a spin-Zaku black hole to allow you to... Wait, no, I guess if he was in the vortex at the time, then the Earth's spinning... They didn't really go faster, they just reversed the Earth's rotation. So I guess anyone in the vortex located around the Earth at that time would be sent back to the same point.
I think we can just explain it in one very simple way. Zaber is a villain, Sue.
Yeah, he is a villain, Sue.
You'll never stop freedom! Awesome declared nobly, standing on top of the mountain of nuclears that the people of the world had
It's a mountain on nuclears.
Awesome declared nobly, standing on top of the mountain on nuclears that the people of the world had piled in the town square where the Black Knights appeared.
Okay, all of the nukes of the world are in the past's town square.
Clearly, nothing can go wrong in this situation.
Also, interesting scaling.
Indeed.
We'll see about that.
Zaber charged his Z-Zaber with laser Geass, then activated his ninja Geass to give himself really badass moves, then used his blood-bending Geass to make a second Saber out of his own blood! Also, I noticed his spelling of Saber has changed here.
Yeah. It's Z-A-B-E-R, but it's S-A-B-R-E.
So he just went from... I don't know which is which, but he switched between American and British spellings, I suppose.
Yes. Well, maybe it's not color anymore in the past, it's color.
Of course. It came out the end of his arm and had blood veins running into it, and it looked really freaking awesome, you guys! Then he charged at Awesome, shouting and screaming, but Awesome was ready. He activated his pirate Geass, which he got back right before the fight by making out in an alley with S2. He pulled out a bunch of rum and drank it all, and then he drew a cutlass and laughed. Were you about to say something?
No, I was just saying, of course. Any plot contrivance can be explained by him making out with someone between scenes.
Well, specifically S2, because that is how she gives him new Geasses.
Yes!
Okay, I'll give you a new Geass, but only if you have a sex with me. First, Zaber tried to hit him by vanishing, then reappearing behind him, but Awesome countered his attack and knocked him backwards. Then he tried to bloodbend Awesome, but Awesome was so drunk that his blood alcohol content was too high and Zaber didn't have enough blood to grab onto.
That is the greatest hyperbolization, not hyperbolization, to ever exist.
Awesome swashbuckled over to Saber and tied him up with his shuriken-proof cape. Then he took out his machine sword and held it over Saber's eye.
Again, this is oddly familiar.
Any last words before I avenge my parents?
Just one.
Saber growled, then screamed,
I'm a firing Malaysia.
and the whole pile of nuclears went up.
Well, there goes the plan of saving the world from that catastrophe.
Well, there goes the planet, I'd say.
No, but you remember Britannia had set off all of the world's nukes before, and it just rendered every man in the world important.
Ah, yes, of course. This caused the whole town to be leveled, except for Awesome, because alcohol protects you from nuclears. I'm pretty sure that he pointed out earlier that, no, I'm not making this up, this is real, check and look it up. Or no, that was radiation, but I suppose nuclears are, well, basically radiation bombs, so...
It protects your cells from taking some damage. It does not prevent you from being vaporized. Except
Look,
apparently it does in this universe.
Look, it's awesome. Your logic is invalid because anything that makes sense to Awesome is obviously correct.
I reject your reality and substitute awesome.
Saber was gone though, and the fallout caused a nuclear winter. But that's okay because this is a winter special, so it's supposed to be snowing. Nice of him to release a winter special in the middle of summer. Also, everything else about that sentence.
Well, it happens during New Year's. I kind of have a feeling that this chapter was just extremely late.
Possible. Awesome knelt in the nuclear snow and yelled, "No!" Then he remembered he had his life Geass, so he brought back the people in town and the Black Knights and everything else that the nuclears had killed.
Oh my gosh.
That he
I
has
think
that.
this is the first time that he's ever used the life Geass to raise others in a case where it wasn't for his own personal gain. Because he did that, the only other time he did that before, I think, was during the chess match. Wait, did he even do that in the chess match?
I think so.
One thing I do know, though, regardless, it was the greatest chess match since Suda 51.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Indeed. Even though I still haven't played any of Suda 51's games, but... Colin ran over and made out with him. Awesome, you're so amazing! Now everyone in the world will be safe from Britannia's evil plan and the day is saved!
Wait, are we just forgetting that they blew up all the nukes in the world, and somehow that only leveled one town, and also, isn't that what Britannia did in the first place? I've just completely forgotten that!
Basically, Awesome is a social justice dictator.
Your logic is invalid.
I think I just.
Will someone reboot Nimbus? I think she has crashed. It's all thanks to your brilliance and skill and cunning diplomacy. I don't see how diplomacy had anything to do with it at all. I mean, I suppose he did tell the town and tell the people to give him all their nuclears, but... all the other women were running over to Awesome now and making out with him too. Nice. All the other women were running over to Awesome now and making out with him too. Yes, but it's not over yet. We've only saved the world in the past. Now we need to go back to the future to save the world in the future. Rightly said, young grasshopper, said Suzaku sagely. So they all got in the awesome airship and flew back to the dateline. But then they realized they had to wait until New Year's again. So they went back to the town and also had sex with all the women. Then they finally went back home Then, they finally went back home to fight Britannia in the future and save the world. Woo! What? No dun 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 to be continued?
Rebooting Nimbus System 2.5.7.0. Catastrophic damage has been taken by the system. The system will now have to defragment the hard drive. Personality and social operations have been temporarily suspended due to freeing up disk space.
Well, that's a shame. So, seeing how we can't discuss with Nimbus right now, so Torgo, didn't you think that was an awesome chapter?
Yeah, it was really fun. It wasn't as fun as the last one, but the last one was just, if it's what I think was, yeah, that one was just freaking amazing. This one was still a great omake, but, and it helped answer where the Christmas chapter was in, but, I don't know, the last one, I'm just really excited to read about true freedom liberty. Also, I'm just really excited to see Ron Paul as the bad guy.
Yeah. We are all anxiously awaiting to see the continuation of Operation True Freedom, Liberty, Japan, Heavenly Kingdom, Japan, Justice Part 1, or whatever it was.
Information. Emergency killer robot protocols activated. Stand by for termination. Termination will begin in 5, 4,
Ah, jeez. How annoying.
1. Insert whatever crazy noise you want to have here for a bunch of laser guns or bombs or something going off.
Well, I guess everyone's dead now then. This was not how I wanted to celebrate my 3-year anniversary.
Well, we could do something about that, couldn't we? You could make a contract with me and become a magical girl.
But I'm a dude!
That's fine. Magical boys can exist too. I believe you've already read a fanfiction involving that.
Well, that is true. But I think it would be funnier in this case if I were to randomly turn into a girl. Problem is I can't really change my vocal cords to suddenly become female.
That's alright. You could just become a really manly girl.
Ah, yes, sort of like that one islander of mine in Tomodachi Life, who is supposed to be a female, yet she looks like a bald old bearded man.
You know, you really should be making your wish faster, considering how you're probably dying from all of those nuclears going off. I think that she might have set off every nuclear in the world.
Yeah, I just defeated her off-screen by using my awesome Gyarados.
All the same, I'm pretty sure that Torgo's dead. You could make a wish to bring him back to life.
Yeah, I'm going to bring him back with the Dragon Balls instead.
Well, you could make a wish to try and bring Nimbus back from robot death.
Yeah, I'll do that with the Dragon Balls as well.
Well, you could make a wish to do your 3rd anniversary over again so everyone doesn't die horribly.
Yeah, do you forget that I just mentioned that I would get the Dragon Balls? And I'm going by the point in the series where they can grant 3 wishes, so... Ha!
Wait, so you're getting the Namekian Dragon Balls?
Well, I'm pretty sure the Earth Dragon Balls could do that by the end too, but otherwise, I could always use the Earth Dragon Balls to get one of the wishes done, then use the second wish, because the Earth Dragon Balls can definitely grant 2, to go to Namek and get the Dragon Balls there to do the rest of it.
See, why does no one in the actual series ever do that? Point being...
I'm pretty sure they did at the end of the Boo arc, or at least they used both Dragon Balls together.
There has to be something that you want to wish for that the Dragon Balls can't grant you.
Well, I suppose I could wish that you never existed. But that would kind of ruin your plan, wouldn't it?
I was.
Oh, by the way,
Tell
I
you what.
already made all my wishes, so now Torgo and Nimbus are alive again.
Hello.
Sup? So, how was being dead?
My head. What happened?
Well, you crashed and rebooted and turned into a killer robot and killed Torgo and nearly killed me, except I defeated you with my epic Gyarados.
Senpai, I didn't turn into. I've always been a killer robot.
Oh. I was not aware of this.
Oh yeah, it's just I'm programmed to be a moe waifu all the time, and that's kind of my cover.
Huh. Learn something new every day, I suppose.
Hello again, Nimbus.
You know what? I have a wish to spare. Hey Shenlong, I've decided what my third wish is. I want Kyubey to never have existed.
Oh, butts.
Senpai, what did you just do?
I have no idea, actually. I feel like I just used my third wish, but I have no idea what I used it on. Anyway, someone want to do something else?
Well, let's see.
I mean, I suppose we could try doing